Episode 11 of 19. Social media is a simulation. You're not influencing anyone. The reality of the self-licking ice cream cone and what to do when you realize you're in it. Before we dive in, let's name the obvious. In a week where a political influencer was killed on stage, the conversation about influence feels heavier. This isn't about him or about politics. It's about the system we're all caught in. Social media promises impact, but the reality? Social media cannot hold the weight of life or death. We're not changing the world through hashtags. We are caught in a loop. And if we don't see it, that is autopilot, not awareness. The hard truth? A lot of us are basically NPCs, non-player characters in the background noise of platforms designed to feed our attention. We post, we tweak the caption, we monitor likes, we watch the numbers rise, and still, something feels empty. That is because it is. We're not shaping minds. We are just spinning in a simulation that rewards the illusion of impact. Social media makes us feel like we're doing something, like we are changing hearts, like we matter. But if we vanish tomorrow, the algorithm wouldn't even notice. Most of our audience wouldn't notice either. Because this isn't conversation. It's a feedback loop, one that only reflects what we already believe. The influencer isn't influential. The activist isn't activating anyone. The content creator is just producing emotional currency for a machine that does not care. A machine that feeds itself. A self-licking ice cream cone. Endlessly sweet, endlessly hollow. Real influence? It doesn't live in pixels. It doesn't ask for applause. It happens offline, inconvenient, and uncredited. So if we're still listening, if we haven't numbed out yet, let's go ahead and break this down. Section 1. What the simulation actually is. Social media isn't reality. It's a game performative of identity. Our reward isn't truth, it's engagement. The algorithm doesn't care about clarity. It cares about repetition. Say something fresh once, it barely lands. Say something predictable 100 times, the algorithm applauds, and the crowd claps along. So we end up speaking to the same echo chamber over and over again. Not to change anyone, but to keep the machine fed. And when we confuse applause for impact, we mistake entertainment for evolution. Let's look at an example outside relationships. At work, someone dominates the Slack channel with inspirational posts. But in meetings, they never contribute to actual solutions. That is simulation behavior, performing relevance without practicing it. Once again, the algorithm doesn't reward truth, it rewards repetition. Section 2. The self-licking ice cream cone. What is a self-licking ice cream cone? Well, it is a system that exists only to sustain itself. And here's the ugly truth. If we're women, especially if we're considered quote-unquote hot, the algorithm already assumes our self-esteem is in the basement. Because how could it not be, right? That's the machine's logic. Our worth is clicks, our bodies are bait, and our insecurity is profit. And the really sick part? The feedback loop trains us to play along. Post, pose, wait for the drip of dopamine, and then repeat. Those who can't see it rage in echo chambers of self-loathing, disguised as confidence, NPC energy, and background noise. But those who do see it, that sting isn't shame. It's awareness clawing its way back. And here's the trap. Creators start thinking, well, shit, if I don't feed the machine, I'll disappear. And you will. But here's the kicker. We already disappeared. Because the machine doesn't care who we are. It only cares that we keep playing. And yes, I know the irony. We say it's about connection, truth, impact. But really, most of the truly aware aren't even here. Because why the fuck would they be? The whole system was born from insecurity and ego, built by people trying to get laid, fueled by people desperate to be seen. And the ego? It eats it up. It whispers, if it boosts me, it must be choice. It must be control. But that's the trick. We're not choosing, we're being chosen by the simulation. A self-licking ice cream cone tastes sweet, but it never feeds you. Section 3. The illusion of influence. Let's be clear on this. Viral does not equal impactful. Follower count does not equal depth of change. Awareness does not equal transformation. A carousel post won't dismantle anyone's ego defenses. A reel won't rewire our nervous systems. No amount of TikTok replaces a decade of therapy and the work that follows. People don't change because of content. They change when life forces them into discomfort and when they choose to face it, offline, in real time. At best, we are reminders. At worst, we are just background noise. Viral doesn't mean vital. Even now, we're watching how fast the internet turns tragedy into content. Headlines, hashtags, hot takes. But none of that brings someone back. None of it changes the human cost. That's the gap. Social media gives us the illusion of impact, even when the stakes are life and death. And only the dimmest, unevolved minds respond to words with bullets. And even dimmer minds are the ones that celebrate it. Section 4. How to tell that we are caught in the simulation. Let's ask ourselves, do we feel anxious if we don't post? Do we obsess over timing, reach, and trends more than meaning? Do we mistake validation for connection? Can we remember the last time we said something just because it was true, not because it would land? If the answer to any of these questions burns, that's the point. We're not influencing. We are being influenced by platforms designed to keep us addicted. If our truth depends on reach, it is not truth, it is theater. Section 5. Real influence feels different. Real influence is slow. It's very unsexy. It's invisible until years later. It looks like that one conversation that shifts someone's trajectory. It looks like showing up for a friend at 2 a.m. when there's no audience. It looks like mentoring someone and watching them rise a decade later. Real influence doesn't trend. It doesn't clap. It doesn't care if we feel important. But it does last. Real influence is invisible until it echoes years down the road, and you may never even see it. Section 6. How to exit the simulation without disappearing. We don't have to delete every app, but we do need to reclaim our agency. Post with intention, not compulsion. Focus on depth over frequency. Use social media like a lighthouse. Signal, don't beg. Invest in offline relationships and local impact. Measure success by integrity, not impressions. Presence is the antidote to performance. If our life offline feels thin, no amount of posting will thicken it. Use social media like a lighthouse, not a vending machine. Section 7. Influence was never digital. We were never meant to live inside an algorithm. We were meant to shape the air around us, through tone, through touch, through truth. The simulation won't miss us, but the real world will, if we show up. So write down one way you've measured your worth in likes or followers. Then replace it with a metric only you can measure. Truth told, boundary honored, presence offered. Remember, the simulation will not miss us. But again, the real world will, if we show up.